Good day everyone! I am Josephine D. Soler and I will be presenting to you the different light apparatus of rhythmic gymnastics. Let's go! So in rhythmic gymnastics, there are 5 apparatus used for individual competitions, and these are the rope, the hoop, ball, clubs, and ribbon. So, let's start with the ball. So the ball is a light apparatus used in rhythmic gymnastics. It is made of either rubber or synthetic material provided it possesses the same elasticity as rubber. It is 18 to 20 centimeters in diameter and must have a minimum weight of 400 grams. The ball can be of any color and the ball should rest in a gymnast's hand and not rest against the wrist or to be able to grasp. Fundamental elements of a ball routine include throwing, bouncing, or rolling. The gymnast must use both hands and work on the whole floor area whilst showing continuous flowing movement. The ball is sometimes placed on their back while the gymnast does a skill such as a walk-over. So the basic skills of the ball apparatus are swing, rotation, throw and catch, rhythmical bounces, roll on the floor, and 6 is roll over the body. So this is the example of a ball apparatus in gymnastics.
We are going to start off by passing the ball from one hand to the other so that you can feel the correct hand placement. Repeat this 10 times or until it is a natural and comfortable movement. Next, we're going to try out a basic roll. So use the tips of your fingers to roll the ball onto the top of your chest and then back down. Then, once you feel comfortable, release the ball at the top of your chest and allow it to roll down your arm so you can catch it. Once comfortable, attempt everything in a swift motion. Next is the roll down one arm. So attempt to roll the ball slowly down one of your arms and catch it halfway. Practice until you can do it with ease. Repeat with the other arm so that you can do it equally well on both sides. Then try to roll the ball all the way down your arm, catching the ball as it reaches your chest.
So that's some of the basic skills of ball apparatus in rhythmic gymnastics. Now, let's proceed to the club apparatus. Now, let's have with the club apparatus. So the clubs are another piece of equipment that rhythmic gymnasts use. The clubs look similar to bowling pins or bottles. They are made of woods or plastic. So clubs are thrown from alternate hands. Each passes underneath the other clubs in the opposite hand to the one from which it was thrown. Gymnasts use the clubs to do circles, throws, swings, plus tapping. So the basic skills of club apparatus are swing, rotation, throw and catch, small circles, mills, and a symmetrical movement. And this is the example of the basic skills of club apparatus. Enjoy watching!
For the first AD, start by tossing the club up and trapping it as it comes down. Then try to do the same, but trapping underneath your leg. Finally, throw the club up while standing and lower yourself down onto one knee, reaching the trapping club through your leg to catch the other club as it comes down. And here is what it should look like. For the next AD, you're going to be starting standing and ending on one knee, similar to the previous AD. What you're going to do with the clubs is flick one normally and the other away from you, as shown. Now to do the AD itself, the club that is moving away from you will be caught after one revolution, as you let the other club spin as you get down on one knee. Then reach your free hand through your leg to catch the other club. For the next AD, lean forwards and crisscross the clubs on your neck so that they hold balance. Then, as you cross them, remove your arms and push into a cartwheel, keeping your head level so that the clubs stay in place. And this is what the final product should look like. For the next AD, start on your knees and do a full flick with both clubs. Now using only one club, flick it up and bend up the leg closest to it, trying to trap it under the leg as it comes down. Finally, you're going to add in the second club, catching the first as it does a single revolution and catching the other in your leg. And this is what it should look like. Next, starting on one knee, flick one of the clubs behind you and catch it with your other hand as shown. Then right as you catch the club, lean forward with your free arm in preparation for a cartwheel.
So that's the basic skills of club apparatus. Now, let's proceed to the hoop apparatus. So, a hoop is an apparatus in rhythmic gymnastics and may be made of plastic or wood, provided that it retains its shape during the routine. The hoop may be of a natural color or be partially or fully covered by one or several colors, and it may be covered with adhesive tape or either of the same or different color as the hoop. For the hoop, the basic skills are swing, rotation, throw and catch, rotation standing on the palm, roll on the floor, and roll over the body. And this is the example of the basic skills of hoop apparatus.
So place the hoop between your thumb and index finger before swinging it forwards to gain momentum and help it rotate. Then, you're going to switch hands and repeat the same thing but on the other hand. Then once you've mastered that, try some variations, such as rotations on the elbow or with an extended arm. Next, we are going to do a simple axis flick. So start by just practicing the wrist movement, which is essentially just a spiral of your hand. And once you feel comfortable, grab your hoop and try to flick the hoop as shown.
So that's the example of the basic skills of the hoop apparatus. Now, let's proceed to the ribbon apparatus. So, ribbon apparatus is made of satin or another similar material cloth of any colors. It may be multicolored and have designs on it. So, rhythmic gymnastics routines require the ribbon to constantly be in motion. The ribbon must be in one piece. The end that is attached to the stick is doubled for a maximum length of 1 meter. The ribbon is fixed to stick means of a supple attachment such as thread, nylon cord, or a series of articulated things. So, the basic skills of the ribbon apparatus are swing, rotation, throw and catch, tosses, spirals, and snakes. So, this is some of the examples of the basic skills of the ribbon apparatus.
Hold the ribbon properly. First, spread your fingers out and face your palm upwards, placing the stick in the center of your palm. Then wrap your fingers around the stick and point your pointer finger out with it. First, we are going to try some basic spirals, so lift your arm up to the horizontal and tilt it slightly downwards, before moving your wrist in small circular motions. Then repeat the same thing on the opposite arm. It is important that you make 5 to 6 circles and the ribbon is always off the floor. So now, taking the concept of circular motions we just did, replicate the quick wrist movements, but start on one side of your body, then circle the ribbon over your head to the other side. It is important to keep the ribbon moving at all times so it doesn't get caught and knotted. Next is another variation of the circular motion, except you're doing the spirals across the floor and around you, turning your body with the ribbon and jumping over it as shown. This requires a bit of practice, but once you're comfortable, try to do it in a sequence continuously. Next is a simple zigzag motion across the front of your body. Start with a stick on one side, then move your wrist in sharp motions up and down while moving it across. Make sure that the wrist movements are sharp and concise, as this will allow for better patterns. Try it on both your left and right side.
So that's some of the example of the basic skills of the ribbon apparatus. Now, let's proceed to the fifth apparatus, which is the rope apparatus. So rope may be made of a hemp or a synthetic material which retains the qualities of lightness and suppleness. Its length is in proportion to the size of the gymnast. The rope should, when held by the feet, reach both of the gymnast's armpits. 1 or 2 knots at each end are for keeping hold of the rope while doing the routine. The rope must be colored, either all or partially, It may be either of a uniform diameter or be progressively thicker in the center provided that this thickening is of the same material as the rope. So the fundamental requirements of a rope routine include leaps and skipping. Other elements include swings, throws, circles, rotation, and figures of 8. For the basic skills of the club, we have the swing, rotation, throw and catch, small circles, mills, asymmetrical movements.
Put down the rope and just practice the wrist movement. This is just a simple rotation of the wrist towards the outside of your body backwards. Now, when doing these rotations with the rope, you have to start off with a bent arm, and as you straighten it, you will gain enough momentum to be able to continue to circle your wrist and progress the rope rotations. Now that you have the basic wrist movement, you should know enough basics to be able to rotate the rope forward, which is the exact same movement, but your wrist flicks forward instead of backwards. The next thing we're going to do requires a bit more coordination, but essentially you're just creating a figure 8 movement with your wrist. When doing this with the rope should generally create a circle to the side of you depending on which side of the arm the wrist movement is being completed on. And then once you've mastered the rotations in one direction, you can try the other direction or just switch hands. Once you have a basic understanding of this figure 8 movement, take the rope into both hands, each hand holding a knotted end, and attempt to do the same thing but simultaneously with 2 arms. You can try this both forwards and backwards.